I think the common point that comes across to me is just don't care about anything in the world. Be it what people say, be it what society says, be it what anybody around speaks about, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is what you think about yourself. Today, if I'm going to do a dance, you might like it, somebody else might not like it. But finally, what's important is that I should like it. Because only if I like my work can I do better in it. So I don't think ever anything mattered to me, and I think I would thank my parents for it, who taught me this, that live by what you believe in, and I still do that. If your parents' support is not with you, you will never flourish in life. There are so many people who come to me today who सब घर छोड़ करके आए हैं, भाग करके आए हैं, parents नहीं बताया है, झगड़ा करके आए हैं. I don't believe in that. Because they are your backbone, they are the blessing that you will carry, and in this world, nothing succeeds if you don't have those blessings.
On this episode of First Row with Hardik Vaidya, I'm joined by an Indian Latin and Ballroom Dancer, Bollywood choreographer, actor, columnist, and so much more. It's none other than Sandip Soparrkar.
Thank you.
What a pleasure to finally have a sit-down interview with you.
I know for past almost a year and a half too we've been talking, and finally I'm here. Lovely to meet you, Hardik.
Superb. Let's jump right into it. You wear so many hats. What do you identify the most with?
Oh, I identify myself to be a father. That's, I think, the best part of my time, best part of my life. And I have two boys, and they are absolutely brilliant. And I think that is something which is the closest to me, and I think that's something I cherish the most.
I see the cheer on your face and the glow on your face. That speaks volumes, because amongst all the things you've accomplished in life, this is the one that stands out the most to you.
Absolutely, because I'm a single father, and I think it's been a beautiful journey. Right from adopting my first son to my second son, I think I took care of them completely on my own, and I think I feel very empowered because I did that. And I feel very confident that I could manage both my professional life and my personal life together. And I think it's a big achievement for me.
A Bhopal boy to making waves across the world with the work that you do, breaking barriers, stereotypes, with adopting children as well. What has been some common threads of learning from the day you started to what you are right now?
I think the common point that comes across to me is just don't care about anything in the world. Be it what people say, be it what society says, be it what anybody around speaks about, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is what you think about yourself. So when you look into the mirror and you say, look at yourself and you say, yes, what I've done today is great. I think that's what's important.
Among the many things,
creative work,
because I want to interject here, because this is something very important. I don't think we often realize that when we're in a creative pursuit, we often get lost in the accolades, in the adulations that we get, and we associate that to be our true identity.
I don't think that really matters, because especially in today's world, social media, there is a like button, but there's no dislike button, right? So people will give you all kind of comments, be it good, bad, ugly, but that doesn't make your work or you a bad person, or your work not so nice. Today, if I'm going to do a dance, you might like it, somebody else might not like it. But finally, what's important is that I should like it. Because only if I like my work can I do better in it. So I don't think ever anything mattered to me, and I think I would thank my parents for it, who taught me this, that live by what you believe in, and I still do that.
Wow, what a powerful start. I want to unpack one thing here in particular. A lot of people, when they pursue careers which are unconventional, the first roadblock often is parents and what society will think of them. Whether it's being a dancer, whether it's being a content creator, whether it's being anything for that matter. You think that a lot of that is attributed to your parents when it comes to sort of the conditioning that you're coming from. Tell me someone who doesn't have that sort of opportunity.
No, I would say I did probably not have all of it. My father is an army officer, was an army officer, he's now retired. My entire family is either doctors or in the armed forces. My brothers are Navy and Air Force. My grandfather was a doctor to Mahatma Gandhi. There has been like everybody either in doctors or in service field. And when I said I want to be a dancer, I remember I told my father मुझे dancer बनना है. तो he said dance भी कर लेना. I said dance भी नहीं, dance ही करना है. So he was pretty surprised. He said, no, the kind of amount money that you want to go and learn this dance form, that and ballroom dancing was not being taught in India. So I wanted to go to Germany and learn it there. So he said the kind of money I want to put into it is very difficult for me to fund you with. So you need to probably work harder to get this money for yourself. And I don't want to support this. So you better get to your education. I did my hotel management, I did my MBA, and I was working and I tried to earn money for whatever I was doing. And I always believe that if your parents' support is not with you, you will never flourish in life. There are so many people who come to me today who सब घर छोड़ करके आए हैं, भाग करके आए हैं, parents नहीं बताया है, झगड़ा करके आए हैं. I don't believe in that. Because they are your backbone, they are the blessings that you will carry, and in this world, nothing succeeds if you don't have those blessings. I waited for almost 3 years for my father to say yes. Go ahead, I am with you. Till he did not say yes to me. My mom said yes, my grandparents said yes, but my father said no, and I waited. I wanted him to be by my side. And today he takes care of my Pune classes. So I think it just speaks volumes about how important it was for him to be a part of my growth. Like they say, no, that the fruits are like your, achievements, awards, are the fruits of life. But your family, your parents are the roots of your life. If the roots are strong, the tree will flourish, will give fruits. But if the roots are weak, the tree will fall down. And I wanted to be a tree which is well rooted. And without my parents' support, without my grandparents' support, it would have never happened. And I'm so glad till today, they're supporting me with every work that I do. And I think that's why I get my energy from.
I have 2 points to make. One is this, that you said at the start of this conversation where you don't care about what others think. And here we're talking about parents whose opinion really matters to you a lot. Right? That is pivotal for you to move
the
forward.
support matters to me. Opinions don't matter to me.
Support matters to you.
Support matters to me. Because I think now, many a times, even my mom sometimes wonders, things come in the newspapers. Earlier days, now there's internet, but earlier days there was only newspapers and they would gossip about personal life, dating, so on, whatever things. And they would get very hassled about it. So one day I remember sitting with my mom and telling her, do you believe in what you have taught me? If you have, then if I'm dating someone, I will come and introduce the person to you. And if I'm not, then don't believe in what's coming out. From that day till today, she's never asked me whom I'm going out. So I think it's very important to understand and to where you want to draw the lines, what your personality type is and what really you believe in.
When you mentioned that a lot of youngsters come to you and say that they don't have the backing of the parents, you said that you don't believe them.
No, I don't believe in the concept of this.
In concept of what?
In concept of not leaving your parents and coming away to follow your dreams. It's good to have your dreams. It's also very important to have your people with you. Because when you come back home with an award, who do you share it with? Right? When you come back with a smile of somebody appreciating your work, who do you come back and share it with? If you come back with a disappointment of something, who do you share it with? You need a shoulder with you all the time. And that shoulder are your dear ones. Be it your partner, be it your lovers, be it your wife, husband, whatever, your parents, your siblings. It's important to keep your family with you. And many a times today, I've observed that today's generation is leaving their dear ones to pursue their dreams. The dreams can only look beautiful if they are shared with someone.
I'm wondering, why is this considered wrong? For example, you happen to be in Mumbai, parents are here. It's opportunistic because you're in the city. Someone who is from Chhattisgarh or UP or South, they would wonder, if I want to go into entertainment, maybe the opportunity is Mumbai. So they will want to move to the place where the action is.
Absolutely.
And for that, they will have to move away from their roots.
True.
What would that make sort of this decision
to move
wrong?
away, I think it's fine. I did the same thing. My parents don't live in Mumbai. I also moved away. But their support is important. They should be saying, "Jao, hum tumhare saath mein hain."
Yeah, I get that now.
Hamara ashirwad tumhare saath mein hai. That is what is important. I am not saying you fight and run away. That is what I see a lot of people do. हम घर से भाग के आए हैं, studies छोड़ करके आए हैं, because we want to become actors, we want to become dancers, we want to become painters, musicians, whatever. I think the family support is very important in life. Because especially in this industry, it is filled with ups and downs. It has lots of highs and lots more lows. And when you have to go through these ups and downs, you do need something or someone who will stabilize you and ground you. And no one but your family can do that.
For people who have a spouse or a partner, can that not be the comforting factor as well?
Absolutely. That's true. But if you're 18 and 16 running away from home and 20 running away from home and not studying, I think that is another thing which I don't believe in. I don't agree to it. Because I think education is very important. Tomorrow, if you're going to be on stage, tomorrow, if you're going to be in front of people, you need to have good language, you need to have good command over what you're speaking, you must have knowledge of whatever you're doing.
Right.
And it will only come to you through education. So it's important for you to study well. You look at most of our stars today are very well educated. It's because they have gone to good schools. And I think that's important.
I think one of the things that I often think about is when you end up taking such creative pursuits, parents often want you to take safer bets.
Yeah, of course.
Because they obviously care about
They
your
want
well-being,
salaries every
safety,
month. True.
that you sort of flourish well. Creative industries, by the nature of the work, don't happen to be
Correct.
safer places to be in. I mean it purely in terms of work, not in terms of the structure of safety. I mean to say purely in terms of the work. Having said that, there will be a point in time where you will be at odds with your parents because
True.
they might agree, and you certainly are so steadfast that you've seen
Absolutely.
YouTubers, Instagrammers who are unconventional. These are not typical careers that existed 5, 7, 8 years back. What would you then say to something like that who do see the potential, but parents obviously would want to do with something that is more safer? That's definitely an odds.
I
right?
think it's absolutely good to pick up new careers. My son is into a new career which I had not never even heard about. It's absolutely fine. But it's also important for you to understand how you see yourself 15 years from now, 10 years from now. What are your plans for your future in terms of your having your family, having your home, maybe having security when you're getting older. Like I remember my dad telling me that he's in the army and my brothers were in the Air Force. They're going to have pension. They will have free medical treatment. Right? What about you?
Yeah.
If today you join the armed forces or you yourself become a doctor, you will be able to have better facilities. Do you think your dance will be able to
Sustain
help you till you get above 65, 70? So it made sense because he was looking at it from a very practical point of view. Okay, your profession is fine, your passion is okay, but what about will passion feed you later, right? So it was absolutely correct what he said. And that's when I realized I must save up my money. So if I'm going to get lots of through my shows and through my shooting and whatever appearances, I should not blow it away. I should save it, I should invest it in a manner where I can get fruits out of it later on when I'm older and I can't probably dance that much. And I think I'm glad I did those investments and I'm happy because of that.
So many things to unpack here. You started at a phase in life where dance was certainly not mainstream. Social media was not prevalent.
Yeah.
Acceptance at that point in time, even for yourself, that can you sustain? Was that ever in question for you, or were you very clear that dance can make me a living? Because were there some references that you had looked up to?
No, not really. I didn't look up to any references and I probably never thought about whether I will live with it all my life. I just wanted to do it because I wanted to do it. And I wanted to just take the step of going and following my dreams. And of course, like I said, support of my family with me. And I also thought if it doesn't work for me, no problem. I am very highly educated. I can go back to whatever job I'm doing and it can sustain me. So it was never like, oh, what will happen? It was very clear. I go try, dance works, good, doesn't work, I come back.
At what point in time were you able to convince yourself that I think this is a place that I'd like to be in? What were those signals that you're getting?
I think, this is a very tough question you're asking me. I never thought of these things. I just kept dancing.
Because I think you just mentioned that, you sort of had a fallback on the education and you were not betting all your eggs in one basket with dancing.
Yeah, because
so you could sort of also step back and
I
do
was
something
just
else.
dancing and I thought, agar kabhi nahi chala, then I'll go back.
How would you say nahi chala? Is it monetary? Is it you lose passion? Is it like you're exhausted? You don't see the opportunity?
Touch wood, I come from a family where money was never an issue with us. So it was never the money. It was just maybe it happens physically, you can't do something. Dance is a very physical profession. Or maybe I just feel one day I don't want to do it. And I want to just do something else. So if that happens, what do? I have many things to fall back on and I can do whatever I want to do. I think that kind of confidence only came because I was given that confidence. I still remember I was I was heading a PR company and my boss Sheetal Pinto once told me, Sandip, you are not meant for this profession. You are meant to dance. You're doing very well here. And she was the CEO. I was heading that branch. She said, you're doing extremely well here, but I see that your heart is in some other place. Today she's in Canada. I'm still in touch with her. It's been over 35 years. And she tells me this job is always open for you. That's what she told me before I left. She said, you go, try whatever you want to do. If you feel you're not working out for you, Sandip, this seat will always be open for you. Until today I speak with her, she tells me the seat is open. I said, but I'm not coming. So I think that support from dear ones is very important for anyone to feel that I can let me go and try this.
While you're mentioning such interesting points, at the back of my mind, something that is running very strongly is that in spite of pursuing what you are doing, the ability to have options gives you the freedom to take stronger risks and stronger bets.
Absolutely. Till today, I think because I am not money driven, I am very happy to say no to a project. Otherwise, if I was monetary driven, I would have said, okay, chalo, theek hai, paisa kam mil raha hai, let me do it, or whatever, let me just do it because I have to do it, or I have to be in the news, so let me just do it. It is never like that. I just do because I want to do it.
And at what point in time do you say that you've been successful? What are these parameters that you gauge for yourself that is successful?
Well, when my kids tell me that we are proud of you, it makes me successful. When my son comes to a show of mine and says, oh, this was a great show, Dad, I think that makes me feel successful. I don't think, honestly speaking, anybody's opinions matter to me, except my own people. I remember my last show I was doing with some physically challenged individuals. My mom and dad especially came to see the show here in Mumbai. And after the show got over, I was doing my work, whatever. I came back home late at night. Mom was awake. And as soon as I entered the room, she got up and she still looked like this to me. She said, Sandip, today I was mesmerized seeing your show. And I just stood there and I had to cry. Like, I think that is what is important. That your people are with you when you are achieving something. Your people are with you when you are losing something. No one else's comments matters. Like on social media, you are flooded with goods and bads. I don't even look at them.
Chatter.
I don't even look at them. I do my post. You like it? Okay. Don't like it? No problem. I'm still doing what I want to do.
One of the many things that you've done is also being a judge on a reality show as well. Reality shows are dime a dozen, and everyone sees that their gateway to stardom or fame is through winning a dance competition. How much of this is actually opportunity for people to break out, and how much of this is like, this is TRP, this is not interesting, let's just back off and there are other opportunities to make money or get name?
Well, for dancers, I think it's a great opportunity because you get a platform to be seen, and on national television, if you get it on, nothing like it because it is a lot of people are watching you, and if you're coming from a small city, it's good for you because it'll be easier for you to step into a larger zone of dancing. And of course, in your own city, people start to notice you, and if you want to start your own academy or something like that, it will really work because you are part of that. You know, you've been seen around and your work is being appreciated. But when you talk about the show as such, yes, it is completely driven by TRPs about how successful we can make this show better than the previous season or this episode better than the previous episode. So there's a lot of political games that happen inside, which is a part of the business. So those of people who are looking at reality shows as a form of learning, I think they should not because it's a form of entertainment. It is not a form of education. So some people say, oh, usme humne wo dance dekha, hum wahan se seekha hai. But that is not a place to learn from. So if you want to learn dancing, you must go to an institute, a teacher who's going to teach you properly. Reality show can be a way to express a show, showcase something. But if you are from the maker's point of view, you are doing a business.
So much of it is, sob stories and sad stories.
God knows how true it is.
And it is draining after a point of time. I'm like, how much will that script keep on repeating over and over again? Like the rags to riches story, or someone who came from a very troubled background and then they get their parents on the stage and there is a whole drama happening. After a point of time, it does feel that it becomes very repetitive and it's like the formulaic way of getting TRP. I think the focus then runs away from the actual performance to these stories getting the highlight of the performance. What in this ecosystem, according to you, feels true, feels this is the heart of dancing?
Well, what feels true is money that comes in.
Okay.
That is really definitely true.
Okay.
But I think what's not nice about it is when they play these games, emotional games, which I think is very common because we are emotional people as Indians, and we believe in a lot of family emotions and values, systems, and all of that. So they play on that, which is not nice. But I think sometimes you do get to see some good dancing, good quality dancing. But I think today, if you talk about it, I think the dance quality somewhere is missing because I personally believe that we are seeing a lot of cartwheels and splits and all head spins and all of that, which according to me is not dance. I believe if you want to see all of this, then better to call a gymnast, a circus artist. They do a better job because they are trained into these kind of stunts and stuff like that. But a dancer must use the hands and the legs and the face to express and the heart to express. And no amount of cartwheels and flips can make your dance look nice. No amount of lifts and drops can make your Latin American ballroom look nice. You must know what you're doing as a dance form to understand what it is.
And when you also say that you've been a single parent, a lot of stories are in the market, and we hear about often, which is around single mothers, right? And we certainly are aware of those challenges. Could you shed some light on what challenges do single fathers face?
Well, I remember when I was adopting my first son, the biggest first challenge was the mindset. A man is a provider and a woman is a caretaker. That's the first mindset. A 18-year-old woman can adopt, but a man has to be about 30 to adopt. Why? What is that I cannot do that she can do? So a lot of time people say a woman is a better mother. I don't believe it. I believe that anybody can be a good mother or caretaker if you have the emotions to do it. And anybody can be a provider if he or she decides to be one. So if a single mother can take care and provide, I think a single man can also take care and provide. So these are certain mindsets which are difficult. I took almost 3 years to break that mindset. A single woman can adopt a girl child or a boy child. But a single man cannot adopt a girl child, he can only adopt a boy child. Why? Sexual harassment. Well, many a times, if you speak to many men, they would say the first sexual encounter was an older woman, neighboring auntie, or some relative who came and probably touched him. So if that's the case, then if a single woman can sexually abuse a boy when he's older, why can't something similar happen to the other sex as well? So I think everybody should be kept in the same basket and not change. So how are you so sure a single woman will not sexually abuse a child who's adopted, a male child, and why only a single man will sexually abuse a girl child? So I think the homework done on allowing the person to adopt is something which is not very clear in our system. Me being the brand ambassador for adoptions in India, I think I always speak about this. I still remember when we used to be applying to orphanages, wanting to adopt, and today it's a complete online system. And I'm glad I was a part of this entire change that happened, and my second son came through this online adoption system. But these are certain things which really one needs to think about. And for me to break this whole mold was extremely difficult. I had to fight the case for 4 years to win the side that a single man can adopt. And when I first got Arjun home, the news when it spread out that first single man in country to adopt, first single man to adopt. And thereafter my lawyer told me so many cases have come, citing examples of Sandip Soparrkar as their heroes to adopt the children. I thought it was so strange because I did it because I just wanted to do it. I only wanted to adopt a baby since I was a young boy. And it was so strange, nobody wanted to ever do it or nobody took that step to do it. Yes, it was very challenging. 4 years, long period, going to the court every other day is not easy with trying to have a career which is going to flourish ahead in life. It's tough. Today my son is 20 and I think it's strange to see that those days nobody wanted to do it. And I'm grateful to Renuka Chaudhary, the child welfare minister, who came for a show of mine actually. And she saw and she said, "You're the one who's put this case in the court wanting to adopt." And she said that I will support you. And I think somewhere my profession helped me as well because I met her in person. But I think this is one system which today is changing, but I think it's fine.
So this is certainly one. The mindset is a massive challenge.
Absolutely.
On the front, when you are raising the kid, what sort of dynamics, inhibitions have you? Because when you are the first child, you were not a prepared father already. You were also learning along the way as well. What were some learnings that you would want to say to the kids who are adopted, or let's say parents who are considering adoption? What are some learnings that you've had along the way?
I think the first most important thing is you must tell your child the child is adopted. Because finally they will come to know, because their birth certificate is a court certificate. So unlike others who probably have a hospital certificate. So the child will come to know today or tomorrow, and let it not be a surprise, a shock. So please tell your child the child is adopted. Many a times in India we try to hide. लोग क्या बोलेंगे, society क्या सोचेगी, you know, all kind of things. So मैं बताऊंगा नहीं बच्चे को अपने. And then when the child is 18, 19, 20, goes to college, sees the birth certificate, and then gets shocked at the age of 18, 19, which is a very tender age, to know what the hell is happening in my life. So please always tell your child that the child is adopted. And secondly, I think nobody can be a perfect parent.
Oh, certainly.
Nobody can be a perfect parent, nor am I. So it's always days you feel really guilty. I could not attend my son's XYZ event or my daughter's event because I had some work. Or I could not do my work because I had to go for my child's event. That's always the case. And you are there sometimes, you're not there sometimes. And I also believe in one more concept, that a rich man's son is not really rich and a poor man's son is not poor.
What do you
So
mean
they
by
all
that?
come with their own kismat. And you can tell your child a certain thing, but you can't force them to do what you want them to do. You must allow them to think and live and learn through their own mistakes, like probably I have done as well. All I can do is support and say, I'm there with you. Whatever steps you take, whether it's wrong or good, I will correct you if it is wrong, but I cannot force you to do things. And today's kids, oh, for sure you can't. So you must allow them to do whatever they want to do, and only then you will get an independent person who will think for themselves.
That's a very important skill set, right, in today's day and age, to be able to think independently and figure out solutions by themselves and not really rely on a crutch, which is parents.
Yeah, like I remember when I gave my son his first mobile phone, he was all the time on it. Like, you know, suddenly you get the phone, right? So you're like 14 hours on it. And then I remember sitting with him once, he was that time 16 or 15 and a half. And I said, what do you think what you're doing is correct? If you think what you're doing is correct, please be on it. But if you think what you're doing is incorrect, you're missing out in your tuition, so you're missing out in your studies, the next number your test papers have, results have shown down. You think what you're doing is correct, no problem, you can sit with it. But if you think it's incorrect, take a call. And then I saw the phone was aside and the books were opened, and it remained that way. And I'm glad that he now, before his exams, he's deactivating his Instagram and his Facebook, and he's not connected at all in some ways, and he'll call me and he says, don't send me messages there, I'm not on it. So I think that understanding is important. And touch wood, I think both my kids have not had that, any kind of addictions to anything, which is, I guess they see that in my house there's no television, so there's no place to watch something.
Really?
But I think it's just a way to, I think you must allow them to grow, especially today's kids. I was allowed to do what I want to do, and I think I would want my kids to do what they want to do.
When it comes to social media, and it's always a rarity to hear kids not falling prey as an addiction to the platforms, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever it could be. When you see so much of proliferation that careers are being made on social media, which is Instagram in particular, for example, dance as a sector, do you think that the quality of the dances have become better? What's your take? Like, is there opportunity because so many people are dancing, making reels? What's your take on this whole ecosystem of dances and reels on social media?
Oh, the quality is quite nice. I keep seeing some of them. My assistant keeps showing me some very good dances, and I think they are brilliant. Some of them are like really fabulous. But when I happen to meet some of them, I realized their ability to perform was only for a short time. Like there are times when we are looking for dancers who will do a full dance drama, which is dancing for 1.5 2 hours at length.
Long set.
Yeah. Whereas today they want to full power of it for 2.5 minutes. And then what happens? Then balloon ki hawa nikal jati hai. So then that is something one needs to develop upon. If you think you want to be a stage dancer, you need to have stamina to perform for that long, expressions to perform for that long. But if you're a camera dancer, then it's different. So you need to know which department of art you want to choose. If you want to be an overall of all of it, then you still need to balance all of that together. So they need to probably understand what way they want to take. Everybody is so film driven today, which is fine, or Instagram driven today, or likes and whatever is coming to them, and money that comes in through that as well. It's fine. So if that's what you want to choose, then I would suggest you should hire a great camera person who will make your not so nice moves look very nice. Because being a choreographer, I understand how we can make a non-dancer look like a dancer.
Right.
But when you see them on stage, you realize what the real worth of the person is. So you need to choose what you are. And everything is right. If you're a camera dancer, great. Go that way. So get a good lighting person, makeup person, good costume person, whatever, get a good studio. And of course, dancing can be mediocre, no problem. But if you want to be on stage, then you need to have a high quality dancing. Otherwise, you will not survive in that sector of dancing.
Is dancing a sustainable art form in India in today's day and age?
That's a difficult question to ask. Only if you reach a certain stage, I think. Initially, it's very difficult. And especially now, it's even more. Because there are so many people who have come into it. So many. You open the Instagram today and it's flooded with people. And if I require someone for a show, all I need to do is just put one message on any of the social media platforms, and Hardik, I get thousands of messages wanting to work for free because they just want to showcase their work, they want to be on stage and just prove themselves. So there is a lot of work and there are a lot of people as well. So you need to really be good at your job, otherwise you probably you will just dance for a couple of years and go back.
I've often thought about this point where we say that you need to be good at what you do. I do feel that is one part of the equation. The other part is your MBA aspect that comes into place, which is the marketing angle.
Yeah.
You need to be able to market yourself enough to be able to be in the right circles, in right eyes, to be able to say that, hey, like, look at me. I dance maybe not that well, but I'm a good dancer. Give me a shot. Versus someone who's really good, but not very visible.
Yeah. True, I agree. So I think apart from all of this, I think one more most important aspect is what are your relations with people? Because a dancer, like I say, dances on the ground, not in the clouds. So if you keep your attitudes high, you will never get work for too long. Like I've had dancers who, after 2-3 shows, had to show attitude, we are the stars, so we don't want to work with them. My assistant doesn't want to work with them. So they are replaced, and you can replace them now. So attitude, I think, is furthermore, I would rather work with a dancer who's mediocre, but is humble enough to work harder and struggle with me, rather than somebody who thinks he's very good and is very good and giving me trouble. So it's very important. Your attitude plays a very, very important role, more than anything else. Today, one will repeat a dancer is because, of course, they are nice, they're good at what they're doing, but they're also nice as people.
Do these parties, attending events matter? I've had multiple conversations with artists, and we often say that no, my work is enough. Like people will find my work, and then there's the other aspect when we are discussing about marketing, which also has this subset that I need to be seen. Seen is often is at parties or hanging out with people or whatever, like the cool thing of like drinking or whatever. I absolutely do not endorse that. I want to be very clear. But with that being said, is attending parties and things like that does lead to work? Is there a connection there?
Well, I don't think there's a direct connection, but I think it's nice to remain in friend circle or people who are in the similar kind of field with you. There's no harm in going out for something which is really nice once, twice, and just meeting a few people and coming back, because nowadays you can meet them through social media as well, right? It's easier to just send a DM and chat with someone. But in those days, the DM was not there. So we had to go out and at least speak to people.
Right.
And then maybe go and see them and say we want more work. My first work came because of a party. So I would not say that it's not important. I was dancing at a nightclub, and this one man comes up to me and says, "This is my card, and why don't you come and see us? We are making a film." So I go next day and I walk into Shyam Benegal's office, and he was Shyam Benegal's assistant, and he says, "We're making Zubaida, and we have this ballroom dancing piece where Karishma Kapoor, Manoj Bajpayee is proposing to Karishma Kapoor through a ballroom dance. And we saw you do ballroom dancing last night at the nightclub, and we thought we could ask you to help us. And there was nobody doing ballroom dancing choreography that time. So would you mind helping us? I thought I was going to help, but I got paid for it, and I became a choreographer then. And Shyamji was so kind enough to gift me a lifelong membership of the Choreographers Association.
Amazing.
And he taught me so much about camera. I knew nothing about it. So my first teacher came to a nightclub. And from there I got my first project, I got my first award. I think it took off because of dancing at a club one night. So I would never say parties are not nice. I would just say choose the places that you go to. And especially today's times, it is filled with good people and not so nice people. So where are you putting your hands into? What are you surrounding yourself with? There are lots of drinks, smoking, drugs that happen all over in the industry. So just be careful not getting into wrong hands, wrong company, because if you want to dance for a long time, then you need to be fit enough to be in that industry.
One of the, again, I circle back to the opportunity where you do think that there are multiple options and you don't have the desire to cave in to someone's request regarding drugs and alcohol and stuff of that nature. But a lot of people come with desperation in their hearts that they really want to make it, come what may, because that's the only option
Correct.
that they're betting on. For someone who's putting all eggs in the same basket, do you recommend people having a plan B with their career?
If you don't have a plan B, it's absolutely fine. You can give 2000% to that. Then in fact be more focused. Then your drugs and booze should definitely not come into picture, because then your focus is completely changed. So if you think that's the only way out for you, then go right head on and give all that you have the best dancing skills, have the best body in the business, have the best look in the business, have the best connections, have the best manners in the business, and then I don't think anybody can stop you.
Yeah, I'm still wondering, because those are one-off cases, the one that you're talking about, be the best at all these metrics and then get the opportunity to work. But I think most of the people are not.
I think it's very simple. You just need to be focused on what you do.
Okay.
When you go for these parties, don't go and splurge on the lovely food that's being given to you. Eat at home and go. Simple. Don't we all do that? Till today you ask any of these big stars, some घर पे खाना खाते हैं. नहीं खाते party में खाना. Because that's what the focus is. That's what your intentions are, that I want to do this. I remember I was choreographing this song for Priyanka Chopra for a film called Saath Khoon Maaf. And I walk into the rehearsal hall, she's asking me, Sandip ji, कितना घंटा लगेगा? मैंने tango कभी नहीं किया है और मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है, मुझे first time करना है and I want to give it my best. I told her we are booked here till 6 o'clock in the evening. It was 9 in the morning. She gave her phone to her manager and she said, 6 बजे आना. So I think at a star like her, who is at the peak in that time, she was also at the peak. She gives her phone to the manager and says, come at 6 o'clock, which means the kind of focus you have to learn a 2.5, 3 minute dance. So I think that is something that we all need to learn. When I teach these achievers, you realize why are they achievers. I was taking a class for Amit ji I was rehearsing for the Sangeet of Abhishek Aishwarya. And it was really funny. And my time to teach him was 6 in the morning. And I would go there at 5:45. I would see him there. So next day I went at 5:40. I see him there. Then I go at 5:35. I see him there. Then finally, I said, sir, I want to come before you. So can I please tell me what time you come? I said, don't worry, Sandip, you come at 6 o'clock. I come here at 5. I want to be here before you. I said, sir, should I come at 4:50 to be here before you? No, मैं अपने आँखें exercise कर रहा हूँ, तुम अपने time पे आओ. So I think that is something which you realize why the man is who he is. I think these are certain things which are life lessons. When I'm teaching somebody as a teacher, for me it's a lesson learning from them. A class with Shakira at 6:15 when I reached there, at 10 minutes to 6, at 6:10, she was ready with her warm-up. So I was like, what is this? Shall we do some warm-up? She's ready with her warm-up. We were coming, we should start at 6:15. 6:15 is not, I will now come and now do my warm-up. 6:15 I will start dancing.
Ready to go.
So imagine an icon like her is coming to learn with just one of the choreographers from the industry is ready with her warm-up. I think it just speaks volumes about why they are at that position.
What was this project with Shakira, by the way?
Or it was just one lesson on understanding how ballroom dancing can be mixed with various styles of music.
Among the many people that you've had the opportunity to choreograph, what are some standout experiences that you carry with you?
I think with Kajol, it was nobody I think has touched her. I keep telling her nobody has touched her dancing skills really, but she is a fabulous dancer. Like she can, if we say Madhuri Dixit is epitome of Kathak dancing, I think if you make Kajol dance, you'll be shocked. She is fantastic. Only thing is we have never really looked at her in that way, and we only saw her as a fantastic actress,
Right.
but never explored her dancing skills. I hope she makes a dancing film because she will do absolute justice to it.
Wow.
She's one person I think she's absolutely brilliant. And of course, I would say Hrithik Roshan amongst the boys. Whenever I have choreographed for him, whether it be his Britannia ad, the HRX brand that he launched, or in Kites, or so many other movies I've worked with him, he is someone I feel nervous choreographing for because
Really?
I need to do better than what I did last time. And if you give him something, he will make it like that. So you have to be really careful what you make for that man because he is someone who can really change the face of what you have made and make it so extravagantly beautiful that you yourself wonder, did I choreograph this for him? Like, oh wow. So there's someone you give them like a little stone and he'll make it shine like a gem, and I think that's what he does. But some people you enjoy working with because they make your dance from their heart, and I think that's what is important to a dancer.
So Kajol and Hrithik Roshan stand out
my
for you.
favorite, undoubtedly.
When you say that there are these certain characteristics that you mentioned about Amit ji and Shakira and Priyanka Chopra, what are some threads of excellence learning that tie the people at the top together?
I think the basic thread is the passion to learn, passion to do something, and at the same time, I think there's a fear. The fear of how will it come out. That fear makes them do more. I think that is what is beautiful to see. कि मुझे ये करना है खराब ना हो जाए, मेहनत करूंगी, मुझे इसको prove करना है अपने आप को, not anybody else. She said, I have never done the tango before and I want to do it the best. She didn't say मुझे उससे better tango करना है. So the question here is, I'm fighting it with myself. I have to surpass my previous dance that I have done or my previous show that I have done. So I need to do it better. That fight with your own self is, I think, what is common between all of them.
Are there some things in addition to what they do as a practice? So you mentioned they were already prepared with the warm-up. That is one part. When they're practicing, what are some things that stand out for you? Fear is one aspect, I get it. That's the final output.
Detailing. Then they'll ask every question. I remember Amisha Patel once asking me, ये उंगली ऐसे क्यों रहती है? In ballroom dance we keep fingers like this. ऐसे क्यों रहती है? ऐसे क्यों नहीं रहती? So there's a way you hold the partner in that position, so your fingers remain like this. So she will ask एक बारीकी. As toes यहाँ पे क्यों रखना है? ऐसे क्यों नहीं रख सकते? So when you explain, the body lines come when you put it here on the big toe and not like this. These are small little detailing which will make the dance look nice. They are learning it not because of a project. There of course might be a reason behind it, but they're learning it because they want to enrich themselves with it as well. I think that is what is beautiful to teach.
One of the interesting things you as a choreographer have to do is probably and perpetually keep on raising your own bar because you are sort of training as well.
Of course.
How do you keep raising your bar along the way?
Oh, I think the best way is to see other dancers, see other dance academies. I have friends all over the world because of my dance, because of my writing. And I think every time I travel abroad, I visit different schools, different dancers, I see different shows. And you learn so much from them, especially today. There's so much of technology that's come in. There's not just dancing, there's dancing with props, dancing with LEDs and dancing with AVs behind. There's so much that's happening today. It's not just dancing. So you get to learn all of that. And it only happens if you open your mind and embrace other cultures and other dance forms. Why only I should look at my dance form? I should look at all forms. and realize that what beauty you can bring in from different cultures and different aspects. So when I was doing my PhD in world mythology, that's what I realized when I traveled to so many different places learning about different gods and goddesses, that I dwelled into the culture through music and dancing. And that's when you see that what newness can come from different places, and you can just pick it up and put it into your dance.
And at what point in time do you have, if do you have burnouts? Do you have? And how
I don't think I have burnouts. Everybody asks me the question, how can you just be working for 20 hours and still look so fresh? Because I think I'm not working. I'm doing what I want to do and I love doing. So there are no burnouts. Yes, last evening I was talking to someone, they said, I'm going to break. I said, break from where? Like, isn't dance a break for you? People come to me during classes because they want to break from the office, right? But I'm not dancing because I want to break from somewhere. I'm dancing because I want to do it. And so if you enjoy doing something, I don't think you need a break from it. I just don't think you need a break from it. There are people coming on 10th ka board exam kar rahe hain, 12th ka board exam kar rahe hain, I'm taking a break from dance. To me, dance is a rejuvenation, it's happiness, it brings in positivity, and we all need that in our life. And I have so much of it in my life. So why would I get burnt out doing something? Because it's creating so much of positivity and happiness inside me, and I don't need a break.
So while you're performing, that is one aspect of your living. The other aspect is the classes. What are the other revenue streams that you as a business person have?
Well, should I tell it to you? Well, I've been fortunate enough to be guided by my ex-wife in great investment, and be it mutual funds, be it property, and I've been lucky enough to save a lot and invest in Mumbai, out of Mumbai, and I'm a landlord, and I think it's important because it gives you great sense of stability.
Financial discipline is what I'm understanding was inculcated because of Jessie, your ex-wife.
Yeah.
Talk to me more about your spending patterns earlier and you attributing the financial discipline to Jessie.
Well, initially, I think when I just was doing a lot of shows, we were doing like what, 15 shows a month. So almost every other day we were dancing, and there was a lot of money coming in because of corporate shows and movie shootings and classes, of course. There were thousands of students coming and dancing, not just in Mumbai, but 9 branches in India. So 9 branches in Mumbai, 6 branches in India, 4 international branches. There was like everywhere there was dancing. So one was spending the money that you get, right? And saying, why don't you want to enjoy this? What you wanted to do? And I remember her telling me, I was still dating her at that time, and she said that I'm not looking for a man who owns expensive cars. And I'm looking for a man who's stable in life. And stability does not come from owning a Rolex watch or having a luxury car. It only comes when you are stable mentally, physically, and also financially in terms of what you have with you. So instead of spending it all like this, I'd rather have you save it for yourself. If I'm with you, good. If I'm not with you, no problem. But I want whoever is with me to be secure. And I still today thank her for it because she taught me that. And she being one of the supermodels of our country, always believed in it, that she should invest well. And I'm glad she taught me that because from that day till today, I think before spending.
It's a privilege to have a partner who's driven, who is grounded, but also knows the values that they're coming from, and then be able to share it with the partner as well.
I think she was a very strong woman, and I think that's what attracted me towards her, and that what still attracts me towards her, is she knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly who she wants to be with. And that is something which I think is very attractive about a person who cares for themselves as much as they care for you, and for the well-being of who you are and what probably you will need a few years from now. And that visionary kind of attitude, I think, only comes because probably you have seen something which was happening in life and you realize that it's important to, hold on to certain things and let go of certain aspects. It's okay not to go for a world tour. It's okay not to go on a certain trips. You can reduce them. Like I remember she telling me, why do you want to go to an international trip? India is so much better. There's so much more to see in our country as well. So let's make an India trip. And we still have a trip, we still have a holiday, we still get our hotels, we still get our food, whatever, time together. But it's just not going abroad. It's okay. Abroad anyway we get to go when we travel for our shows. So let's keep those holidays attached towards our shows. And other thing I think that she taught me a lot, I would say, is when we travel on shows, is when let's plan to holiday as well. So we would go on a show for, say, shows for 2 days, extend 2 more days, and see wherever we are going, roam around wherever we want to roam around, and come back. So you get a holiday which is almost like free because your person who's sponsoring you for a trip is paying for your accommodation and for your travel, and you get to enjoy the country as well and learn about the culture. So I think these are certain things which were smart to invest, and I'm glad I learned it from her.
It's interesting. Through this conversation, I've been observing there are times where your face just lightens up. And I think when you talk about the children, when you talk about Jessie, when you talk about dance, these moments really spike your sense of joy. And it's a privilege because I think there are very few moments in life that really spark that inner happiness. And to be able to share it with someone is an even greater high.
Like many people ask me, oh, you are divorced now, and how come there is this brightness when you talk about each other? Even for her, I think more than there are levels of relationship. You first are attracted to someone because you just find them lovely. Then you become friends. Those friends become lovers, and from there you make it take to husband, wife, or whatever. Just because one step doesn't work doesn't change the other things. So I'm a friend to her. I was one of her. We could share whatever we want to with each other. So that friendship has never changed. From that friendship grew into a relationship. The relationship grew into a partnership. But if one or two things didn't work out, doesn't mean other things don't work out. So I think that's a very practical approach that she's still my good friend. And if I have something, I would definitely talk with her. And first one, I pick up a call and I chat with her. Just last week, I was in Korea for a show and I went to see the palace there in Seoul. And first thing I did was make a call to her. I said, look where I am, and I know you love all of these places, and I'm showing it to you from here. And she remember telling me she wanted to go there once, and you can't but watch it through my eyes. I think we are friends, and that's what's important in life.
One of the other things as a trend that has come in, obviously Instagram and the other platforms have made dance possible. Have you seen the impact of artificial intelligence, AI, the videos that are coming out?
In dance, of course.
Has that impacted the opportunity of dancing in the ecosystem?
No, I think it will enhance the way the dance is coming up. Well, AI can't do what we can do. We have made the AI, and they have not made us, especially in the field of dance. So there is definitely an opportunity of AI doing things for us. But if talk about replacing a dancer with an AI, not at all. What you can watch a dancer do, an AI can never.
So I think what you're comparing is the live experience of the dancer versus AI.
Camera ka to kya hai? Hardik, camera can do anything in life. You don't require you, don't require me. The podcast can still go on with
Yeah, that's true.
So that way, camera can do a lot of cheating in life. We have been working with camera since the very beginning. Camera can cheat, and how? But live shows, you just can't cheat. And the live show experiences which you get, a camera can never give you. What a camera can give you, live show can't. But to me, a dancer is a dancer when you watch them live. That's the beauty of a dancer. When you see a great body moving in sync, looking like a poetry, I think that
is magic.
That is something which camera can never ever give you. Camera can give you tricks, but the reality and the beauty can only come when you watch someone live.
One of the things that I'm often thinking about when you're saying all of this is that I think irrespective of the medium, dance at the core of it is about pure expression.
Absolutely.
And through all the videos that I've seen of you and the conversations that we've had before as well, it is always that your level of expression keeps on expanding. You find a new way to sort of express the same dance form, whether it's the art form that you do for Ram, that you also did a little while back. Was it Chanakya, Ram, some mythological character that you had done, versus then you do Latin ballroom, versus then you do choreography for Bollywood artists. The person is you. The mediums keep changing. I'm curious, how do you adapt? What's going on in your head when you're adapting to different mediums?
Well, I think the thing is that I love to learn new forms. I'm basically a dancer at heart, so I want to learn as much as I can. And if some event comes to me and offering me to learn something new, I would want to take it up. I would give it my best. Maybe I'm not as good as the one who's professionally learned that form, but I think at the same time it's allowing me to do what I wish to do. I remember when Hemaji asked me to perform for her as Shiva for her show Ganga. And I was like, are you sure I am doing tango? I don't think I do tango, like it was a kind of a big change. So she said, you come and try, and if you can't, no problem. So I went there for those 10 days and I would rehearse like a crazy man because firstly, I would have had a great opportunity to dance with her. Secondly, it was a new form. I had never ever stepped into. I only saw people do it. So I had to give it all that I had. And then after 10 days, I asked, do you think I can do it for you? So she said, I think you can definitely give it a shot. And all the get up and all, I think we can really make it look nice. So I'm glad it's been, 2017 we launched the show and we're still doing it. Every other month we are performing that show. So it's a new dance. I also remember I was doing this show called Serandari, which was on Draupadi's life. And the producer asked me if we want to do a dance called Tanura, which is a Sufi whirling dance form.
Yes.
So she said, I'm going to send you to Egypt to learn the dance form. I went there and I lived in that country for 3 months, every day spinning for 6 hours a day. I think it was a spiritual high for me. And as a dancer, what else you want? I am getting to learn dance for free. I'm going to travel the world. I'm getting to get into characters which I've never done before. I've only read about them. I've only seen them. I have always watched someone else perform. So it is an opportunity for me. And at this age, if I get something, I think I'm blessed, and I think I must not be proud about it. I should be thankful to it and accept it with open arms. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity that you're thinking I am capable enough of doing it. So I better give it all that I have.
If there were 3 things that you would give as life advice to people, what would that be?
I don't think I'm anyone to give anybody any advice. I don't think I have reached a position to give advice to anyone.
Let me reframe the question. If there are 3 learnings that you've carried with you through life, what would they be?
Well, in Sanskrit, there is a very interesting shloka which says, to become a student of life, you need to learn from 5 birds. Kakasnanam Bakuladhyanam, which means first is Kakasnanam, which is like a crow. If you ever watched a crow comes, quickly takes bath, which means your personal things have to be as limited. And your focus to do what you're doing apart from that is more. So don't say I'm 9 to 6, 6 baj gaya, I'm going back home, because that's not what is important. What's important is your personal things should be kept minimum, balance it well, and quickly get to your work. So Kakasnanam. Bakula Dhyanam, which is like a bagula, like a crane, stand on one foot and is laser sharp focus, and fadak picks up its prey, is because it is giving all that it has to that moment being there. Then there is like a chidiya. Have you ever seen a fat chidiya? In this field of dance, your body is a temple. We pray through this temple. And you need to keep your temple clean. So no chocolates, no pastries, no pizzas, no burgers, nothing. What you need to do is you must make sure that your temple is looked after. So your body is going to take you all the way up there. So be like a chidiya. Ahar has to be very little. Then like a woodpecker. Woodpecker sits on one place and cut, hits there a million times. And then there is a little hole there. So like a woodpecker, you have to be doing one step 1,000 times. Today they come and say, workshop karna hai, ek hafte mein, 2 din mein sikha do kuch humko sir, reel banana hai. It doesn't really work for me. For me, you have to do one step 1,000 times to get it right. In dance, they say, right, to practice till you get it right. No. Practice till you don't get it wrong. So remember, that much has to be practiced that it just doesn't come wrong. So that is like the 4th, which is like a woodpecker. And the 5th is like an eagle. You fly high because dance gives you all the awards, the accolades, name, fame, whatever. The eagle eyes are on the ground. The dancer dances on the ground, doesn't dance up in the clouds. So keep your attitudes humble, respect everyone with you, whatever they are coming from, whatever backgrounds they come from, doesn't really matter. Be it a light man, a cameraman, whoever it is, they all are working there with you. There's no need to show attitude to anybody because they all have their own struggles. And if you keep these 5 things from these 5 birds, I think you can be a great dancer.
I couldn't have asked for a better closing to this episode. This has been absolutely incredible, Sandip. Thank you so much for all your generosity,
Thank you.
for the work that you do, inspiring people all across the world. And we love your work. Thank you so much for joining on First Row.
Thank you.